Merry Christmas from the Adam Carolla Show. Can you guess which holiday classic Ozzy is reading from?
I'm cute.
If you said Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, you're correct. Merry Christmas from the Adam Carolla Show.
All right, Dana Gould in studio, news queued up.
By the way, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, a fever dream.
Yes.
There's nothing good about that story.
No, and the lead coach reindeer's a douche. I mean, that guy,
complete Nazi.
He's a complete Nazi. The dad's a prick.
Yep, Santa's a prick. Santa's the biggest prick in the story.
I don't think the dad spent time, nurtured.
He wasn't there.
He didn't do anything according to Cal 5.
But I like how Santa, before we get into Santa's apology to Rudolph is, look, Rudolph, I know I made your life a living hell. To make it up to you, how would you like to do me a life-threatening favor?
Yes. You drag my fat ass all over.
It's a terrible
town.
storm, and I need someone out front.
Right. Who, by the way, a red nose does not. Here's what I'm saying. If you see helicopters at night in L.A., they'll have a red beacon on them so other helicopters and aircraft can see them, but it doesn't light the way.
No.
Like, no one ever says, there's a perp, he's in South Central, he's down the street. Somebody light the red beacon. All that does is show other people where you are.
Somebody turn on the pen light.
You just put a target on your ass, Santa, but you're not lighting the way. That's all. Maybe we're breaking it apart, too. Okay. It's called First Five. They gave you 4 examples on First Five and showed a hand wide open. And there were useless examples, so why not just add one and pad it? Put number 3, drink tap water.
That's
you know what I mean?
something.
Like, it just spat. Yeah. Give us 5.
Remain calm is the one that struck me because my dad was a bartender, and my dad would come home in the middle of the night drunk from work on a Tuesday and just come into our room, turn on the lights, and engage us.
Really?
Sure. Singing, often not. What's going on in this room?
What's
Tuesday at 3 in the morning, and I'm 9.
Oh, tie a yellow ribbon.
He would sing Christmas carols during the holiday season, and he would slip in his complaints about our family into the song.
Oh, he'd weave in complaints.
Your mom, I make all the money, and your mother spends it all, and I hope you want to be homeless because we're going to lose the house. When I put down the dog because he's old and sick, I don't want anybody crying because I don't like people's feelings.
Your love for murder ballads makes more sense now.
Dana,
It's all of a piece.
You've struck a nerve because I may be more like your dad than you think.
I think there's a reason we get along so well. I think this goes back a long way.
I was sitting having dinner with my son last night.
Oh, God.
And he loves movies, and he loves old, he loves Pink Floyd. He's a 17-year-old.
He's an old soul.
He's an old soul. And so we're sitting around, we're talking movies, and I say to him, the first Silence of the Lambs. Oh, no. Okay. I went and saw a preview of Ferrari, Michael Mann's movie. Okay, I'll get into it later. Not his best work, but I then said, Michael Mann, you know Michael Mann stuff? And he's like, no, not really Michael Mann. I go, well, Manhunter's the first one he did, Heat. And he starts going, oh, yeah, okay, I got Michael Mann now. And I go, you should really see Manhunter, the first Silence of the Lambs one. And he's like, I don't know. The second one is pretty damn good, or the second, third, or whatever. And so I say to him, I go, the first Hannibal Lecter, Brian Cox, I think he was better. I know it sounds like heresy, but I think he was better than Sir
Anthony Hopkins.
Anthony Hopkins.
Unpopular
Right.
opinion.
More right. But look, let's not argue with Brian Cox's chops.
Oh, he's amazing.
Sure, no.
And this is young Brian Cox,
Sure.
and he is fucking amazing as the first Hannibal Lecter.
I think he's more threatening than Anthony Hopkins.
Yes, and he said, and I say to him, he goes, I don't know. He's always arguing, he hasn't even seen the fucking movie, right? And he's like, I don't know. You're not going to do much better than Anthony Hopkins. I'm like, this guy was good, and I said it was a more realistic. They put Anthony Hopkins in a cheese cave and had a bunch of maniacs running around. When you look at the first one, well, that's why they put bars in front of a cheese cave. Like they made it way too theatrical. They're moving around in a refrigerator dolly with a hockey mask on his face. And it's like the first one, Brian Cox, Hannibal Lecter's in a facility. It's the kind of facility that you would put these people in. You wouldn't have some gothic ghoulish cave dug, they'd be in a maximum security facility, But they wouldn't use a refrigerator dolly to move him around. They just put zip ties on his hands, And so then he says to me, and this is where I'm getting your dad stuff. He's arguing. He says, I like the first one. I go, I like the second one. He says, I ask, you haven't even seen Brian Cox. He goes, but how are you going to do? I go, look, he's in the cheese cave. He's got the refrigerator dolly. It's too much. He goes, well, that's just artistic license. You're making a movie. You're allowed to exaggerate a little bit. And I'm like, oh, okay. So like if I was making a movie about you, I would say you were the star of the football team and you're an A student and you're heading to Yale and that you made your first $1 million before the age of 16 and it'd all be a lie. But that would be fine because I have artistic license. Is that how you want to roll? But that is exactly what your dad did with you in the Christmas song.
Sure.
All right, sorry, the news.
Love to tell children the truth.
While being calm.
Watch Manhunter, people. Good movie. And Cox is great.
So there's a new report coming out that there was a stowaway from a flight from Denmark to L.A. This guy, 46-year-old, he had an Israeli and Russian ID card, but no ticket or passport. When he got off the plane and customs asked for his passport, said, I think I left on the plane. They checked the plane. It's not there. And then they ask him more things. I mean, they find that he's not on the manifest. The crew noticed that he was switching seats throughout the flight. And while he was on the flight, he asked for 2 meals during each meal service and also attempted to eat the chocolate that belonged to members of the cabin crew.
That belonged to members of the crew?
Yeah. And so
they brought their own chocolate?
Or they were given chocolate to get some free drinks.
It was the old chocolate.
Old thing.
He's over yonder.
Wait a minute. The chocolate that was given to the crew?
Yeah. Yeah, chocolate. Well, chocolate that was for the crew. Like the crew has their own snack stash. And he
got into their stash.
He got into their stash, and he tried to talk to other passengers, and nobody was.
Is it possible to get onto an airplane in modern times? To get through the airport and to get onto an airplane without a ticket?
I don't know.
Well, so they asked him how he did it. Like, why was he on this plane? And he says, "Look, I haven't slept for 3 days. I don't even know how I got on the plane. I don't know how I passed security."
Well, they can
weird.
Find out. There's video.
Yeah. Well, so he's been charged, and he's just waiting. He's awaiting the trial and the charges.
I think I like this guy.
This is a Netflix movie coming out.
Yeah. He could also be a terrorist. Like who the hell? He
doesn't
knows?
sound like he's being a prick about it.
No,
no, but just
Is that him?
Oh, he's not a terrorist.
Yeah,
you don't see a lot of ginger terrorists.
No. Unless he is a disguised member of the Oompa Loompa Liberation Army.
That's right. It's part of the Oompa Loompa front. Dana, do you remember that feeling you haven't had in a million years, but used to be a real big part of your life, which is looking for things you knew weren't there? Oh. Like when the teacher's like, "Where's your book reports?" It's in my backpack. Okay, go get your backpack. Yeah, let me just go. It's probably in another compartment on the back.
Oh no!
Yeah, but you knew when you were walking. That part was a huge part of my childhood was looking for stuff. Hey, the East Valley Trojans gave you, for the candy drive, they gave you a brick. They gave you a box of 12 candy bars in a mini envelope, right? And it was $1 of candy bar, right? And then at some point you'd return it and they'd go, well, you've returned 1.5 candy bars, but there's only $2. Let me look in that envelope. Let me go to my dad's car. There's nothing there. I know there's nothing. He's going, go to the plane and look for the passport. Yeah. And they're like, okay. but he knows.
Yeah. I also love the vamping in the answer. You want to know where my passport is? I'll tell you right now if that's your question. If you want to know where my passport is.
Yeah.
Because if that's your question, I'll answer it.
That's what I call cop talk. Okay. What I need you to do for me right now, okay, just go ahead and get license and registration, okay, right now for me. Go ahead and produce that for me, okay, right now. Just go ahead. Yeah. Just go ahead. Like, anyway,
now?
You don't need now and go ahead. Yeah. You could just say license and registration.
Yeah.
Okay, right now?
By the way, this guy's name, very Russian name, Sergei Ochigava, and he said he was an economist in Russia, quote, a long time ago. So I don't know. I mean,
there's more to meet the eye here.
I know. But speaking of that, there's this viral video that went around of this kid who comes home and his mom is asking to see his report card, and he's just searching through his backpack like,
really?
You got to see
backpack school search. I was that on a nose with this?
He's at home. This video's been viewed so many times. Let's just watch him trying to search for this report card.
I see your report card.
Did your teacher give you your report card?
Yes.
Then where is it?
He's checking.
Were you planning on playing this?
I saw it like yesterday. And it's so funny that you brought that up because.
But was this going to be your second story?
No.
Okay, but you were going to talk about it today.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't know what? Where did you put it?
This is exactly how I spent my entire scholastic career looking for stuff I knew didn't exist.
I mean, he's coming home it's Christmas break. He doesn't want to ruin his break. Everybody is just sympathizing with this guy. Like, we've all done it.
He's coming home. He's done his time.
So wait,
now he's got to know what is and isn't mine.
And then what happened?
He's going deep into this backpack.
But you put it in your book bag?
It's not in there.
No.
You put it in your book bag and now it's not there?
No, Mom, because once I got here, I would start walking with my friends and I ran home.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we get it.
I also like the recollection of, I got the report card, and then I put the report card in my backpack, and then I came home, and now it's not in my backpack.
I don't know where it could be.
Maybe it fell out on the bus.
Have you seen the little girl that's in timeout? You're in timeout. I do not want. I am not. Let me tell you, Linda. I'm not Linda. I'm the teacher, and you're in timeout. It's if you can find the little girl.
Kid sass,
she's so funny. I would be happy to go home after school and live the rest of my life.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh, it's so funny. It's this little girl in timeout.
I guess later after school, the look for stuff. The look for stuff applied to cops wanting proof of insurance when I was driving a pickup truck, and I didn't. Oh, yeah. Let me check the glove box. It's all state, all farm. That's in here. Geez, let me check under the visor. I didn't have insurance.
Yeah,
I never had insurance.
Where did it go? This is an old one, but it's still the same thing.
I think what you're doing is you're thinking, I'm going to buy myself 51 seconds by looking in this glove box for something I never put in this glove box that doesn't exist because I didn't purchase it.
Yeah.
But in that 51 seconds, there's a very off chance that a gangbanger may go by on a dirt bike firing a gun.
Or you get clipped by a truck or something.
Some good Samaritan truck driver will take out this officer. Like, why not?
Try.
How could it hurt?
You gotta try.
You got to try.
You have to listen to this little girl. She's so funny.
Come here. Look. Now, look.
Well, you in timeout.
Look. My bracelet came off.
I'll put it back on.
She's
You in timeout.
She's thinking.
It's no excuses.
Go say, you supposed to be back in timeout. I didn't say get out. You and Jayla in timeout.
Well, let me tell you this, Linda.
My name ain't Linda. So you sit right there in timeout, little bad little girl.
No, let me tell you something.
No, don't tell me.
If I wasn't here, I would surely take a day off from you and then a day off from these kids. I'm in the classroom. I'm just done with you.
I'm done with you too, but you in timeout.
Oh, let me tell you something, honey. This is not noise.
You're gonna be in timeout.
It's the cutest thing ever.
Yeah.
That's why you in timeout right
All
now.
right.
Yeah.
You can pause
She-
it. I'll tell you the beauty of the internet. We're going to be able
Listen to
to.
this last part.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Let's play this last part. Go.
When I get up out of town and go to bed, I will be glad to go home and enjoy the rest of my life. And I completely quit school because all of you.
Yeah.
I could go
All
home and live the rest of my
It's the cutest thing ever. But I'd like to see some footage of her at age 41 because
I think we
that's
just did.
gonna-
That-
It's going to be
We've
quite
already
a
seen it.
contrast. There's going to be a contrast. Cute now. It'll
Right.
get sad at some point. All right. What else we got?
So McDonald's, they're expanding. They're opening a new chain. Mm-hmm. It's going to be called CosMc's. COSMC. It's going to focus on coffee and other drinks to challenge like Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts. So they're going to have like those customizable drinks. They're going to have the Egg McMuffin, but they're going to have a churro frappe.
Okay. First off, could we get any fatter? And it's diabolical because what we've done to get fatter is we've taken coffee and tea and sports drinks that traditionally weren't that fattening or not fattening at all. And so we took coffee and we made it more calorically impactful than a Coke, right? But the people who order it go,
It's
I
coffee."
just got the coffee. I mean, it starts with the word coffee. So we're now stirring our coffee with a churro and wondering why we're getting fatter. You're using a churro straw and you're wondering why we're getting fatter. It's like because you go, I know fat guys. I know a fat guy and he's always drinking a big tall boy of Arizona iced tea. And he's like, no, it's the passion fruit Arizona pre-sweetened with
tea.
lemons. It's like, that's 250 calories. That's 26 ounces of sugar, And they're like, I'm drinking iced tea. I'm not drinking a milkshake.
Yeah.
Every protein drink, every green drink, everything is just
all
fucking
those-
covered with sugar now.
The drink that my daughter is a athlete, so I don't think, and she's 14, so it doesn't go anywhere. But like the drink she gets at Starbucks, I'm like, that's just you're drinking a sheet cake.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're drinking a sheet
Why
cake
is it
with
glowing in the dark?
Okay, if there's a huge dollop of ice cream, or I should say whipped cream on top, if they're putting a big dome of whipped cream on top of your drink, it is a sweet drink.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
you know what?
Linda. Well, here, how about this? Instead of getting the churro frappe, maybe a s'mores cold brew would interest you. Or if you don't want coffee, they have a sour cherry energy burst, a popping pear slush. But so the CEO of McDonald's, the concept of CosMc's is, quote,
We
what would
must
happen?
make everyone as fat as possible.
It's what would happen if a McDonald's character from the 1980s was part alien, part surfer, and part robot.
Look, it's another Simpsons thing when he had that cool dog from the Poochie from the 80s.
Poochie, yeah.
This is him going, he's at a board meeting going, look, 5/8 of kids under 15 have adolescent diabetes, but that leaves another 3/8, gentlemen, that we have not addressed.
Right. I also feel like this guy owns a lot of stock in an insulin manufacturing.
Yes. Jesus Christ. Are you guys with me that at a certain point, and I don't know what it is, I think it has something to do with IQ. It's like you hear me scream about the donuts when they get the donuts and they got the pink or orange frosting all over the top of it and the gay flag Jimmy sprinkled on top. And I'm like, just get an old-fashioned buttermilk or whatever like that. I go, look how shiny this one is. I'm eating it. I'm not fucking it. I'm eating it. And I feel the same way. They go, we got the s'mores, brownie, churros, slush. No. We have chocolate. We have a chocolate shake. You can have a vanilla shake. We have flavors. It's good. I feel the same way about pizza. We have 28 toppings. Just choose from those. I don't want you inventing your own pizza topping. Yeah. At certain point with this stuff, when they do the swirly confetti cake, churro, surprise, it's like all this tastes like is sweet at this point. It doesn't taste like anything but sugar.
Right. One thing I realized, because I don't eat candy bars, but if I did, now you have to scan them for bacon.
Really?
If you go to Trader Joe's, it'll be like a chocolate bar, and then I looked at what is in this?
Oh, yeah.
Bacon. Yeah. It was
They're
like
mixing bacon with chocolate now.
I'm going to say something controversial, Dana Gould. Somebody was asking me about, like, you want bacon, breakfast? Growing up with my health food hippie fucking mom in North Hollywood, California, bacon was Halley's Comet. It was a Pegasus. It's like I heard of it, but it didn't exist inside of my house. And one piece of bacon, I would have traded my Huffy bike for one strip of cold bacon. Now they're putting bacon into the Brussels sprouts. It's getting on top of the potato. Everything you go has bacon bits on top of it. And somebody said to me, look, I'm making breakfast. You want bacon? I said, I'm burnt out on bacon. I've had too much bacon. I never thought those words would pass my lips. Too much bacon. It's too ubiquitous. It's an apology for shit.
It's the cranberry of meat.
Yes, it's now... Yes, when cranberry made its way into oatmeal cookies, we should have stopped right there and said no more.
Or any liquid, any juice.
Yes, we're done.
Cranberry has got to get in on grape, orange. It's cranberry's got to get in on it.
Yes.
I want cranberry's agent.
Yes. Oh, I want passion fruit's agent.
Yeah, true.
They got the same agent. So we talked yesterday about Danny Bonaducci retiring from radio.
Yeah.
And Mike Lynch heard it, and he sent me this wonderful photo of Dana on stage with Danny, and I guess this is a show that you refused to go to. So there's Dana looking terrified that he's just trapped.
Yeah, well,
Danny.
Yeah, this was the night I caught the orange flu, and I had to stay home.
Do you remember this, Dana?
I do.
What do you remember? Senior frogs and Corona.
Well, I mean, the story I told about my father was true. So, like, I know how to wrestle that particular type of animal, so that it thinks that I'm its ally.
The douche man.
But it doesn't provide an enjoyable experience.
Yeah, I was a live show. It was the last show of the year. It was right at this time, what we're doing now, and I stayed home. I never called anybody, and I didn't say I'm going to be absent. I didn't say I was going to be sick. I just stayed home and didn't answer the phone. And I should have told Dana Gould that sorry, brother, but they signed Danny to another year, and I'm not coming in.
No, dude, that was like City of Industry. That was like Camacho's.
Yeah, it was like,
oh man,
Mexican bar.
It's either industry or commerce. I'm not sure which.
One of the garden spots.
Yeah, go to amcarolla.com if you want to see this picture, but it is wonderful. A perfect snapshot of what Dana was thinking. All right, let me give you some plugs. Hanging with Dr. Z, and you can watch that on YouTube, hangingwithdrz.com as well. The podcast, the Dana Gould Hour. Also, live shows, Batavia,
Illinois, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then that's it for 2023.
Batavia could have been the name of that young girl from the video.
It's true. Batavia, Candida, Pleurisy.
I have an idea for the black community. Instead of doing like, this means queen of all she surveys, they give these names, and it's like, all right, then why should you listen? Why don't we do a little twist? Like we go like, I'm going to name you Behavia. And I'm going to listen. I'm going to call you, my son, listens to rules. And older, my other brother, she doesn't fight with cops. And now we're moving toward the light, people. All right, Dana, always a pleasure.
Good to see you.
Luis Linton,
happy holidays.
always great to have you in.